Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 7. In this video, we are going to continue the same lesson, that is living world. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen how the living world is classified, in what all the aspects is taken to classify the living world, that is plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Theophrastus was the father of botany, which classifies the plant based on the morphological character, that is based on the height of a plant. He has classified the entire plant kingdom. The another scientist named Aristotle, he has classified the living world into two broad divisions. One is the Eneima and Aneima. That is the based upon the presence and absence of RBC cell. He has classified animal kingdom into two broad categories. There is Eneima and Aneima. Then another great scientist named Carolus Linnaeus, he classified the living world into two kingdoms. One is plant kingdom, another one is the animal kingdom. He also classified living world based on the morphological character. And also, these scientists have classified the kingdom based upon the structure of a cell or number of a cell, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And also they have placed fungi is an heterotrophic organism included in the photosynthetic division of plant kingdom, so that this classification was opposed by several scientists. So they have given certain suggestion, including morphology. They have to take other aspects of biology branches such as cytology, anatomy, embryology, molecular biology and phylogeny. We have to consider the characteristic feature or trait while classifying the living world. So that's why they have proposed the different types of classification. And also we have seen need for classification. Why classification is necessary? That means to identify the organism and also to define the organism based on the characters. Then the variability which is present among the different groups of organism, to understand the evolutionary sequence. For this purpose, we have to classify the living world. So the classification of living world divided into 7 types. One is the two kingdom classification proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. 3 kingdom classification Ernest Haeckel. 4 kingdom classification Copeland. 5 kingdom classification R.H. Whittaker. 6 kingdom classification by Thomas Calliver and Smith. 7 kingdom classification by Ruggiero and his friends. So these are all the different classification of kingdom, that is living world. Among this one, 5 kingdom classification of R.H. Whittaker is followed by all the scientists. It consists of 5 kingdom: Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. Then, and also we have seen the comparative study of 5 kingdom classification such as Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So dear students, after this only we have seen in the previous video class. Today we are going to see the life history of bacteria. Dear students, this is the structure of bacteria or bacterial cell anatomy. So anatomy means what is that one? The organs which is present inner side of the cell. That is said to be anatomy. Here we are going to see the bacterial cell anatomy. Dear students, have you all remembered that one? This is the diagram we already learned from 6th standard to 10th standard. That is said to be structure of bacteria. It is the best example for prokaryotic cell. What is a prokaryotic cell? First formed a cell which are contain only one cell which controlling all the metabolic activities. At the center they are having nuclear like material, but it's not a true nucleus. It is a basic one or forefather of the future nucleus or forerunner, that is named as nucleoid, which are having the genetic material named DNA. So this is the bacteria we are going to see in this lesson, and also we are going to see different shape of the bacteria and also arrangement of flagella. What is flagella? A long whip-like structure. சாட்ட மாதிரி இருக்கு பாருங்க ரெண்டு பெருசா இருக்கு. That is said to be the flagella which act as a locomotory organ. So different types of flagellar arrangement is also present in the bacteria. And also we are going to see how reproduction is taken place in bacteria. That is both asexual and sexual mode of reproduction in this video. Dear students, bacteria. So bacteria is an unicellular organism. We are unable to see with our naked eye. Through microscope only, we can able to see the structure of bacteria. Dear students, this bacteria which act as a friend as well as foe, that means enemy. That means the bacteria which are showing advantage as well as the disadvantage. Dear students, in our daily life, we have seen how the milk which is modified into curd, isn't it? So little drop of curd turns the milk, little drop of curd turns the milk into curd after sometimes. How this change is taken place, and also it causes the sour taste. This will happen by the microorganism named Lactobacillus lacti. Lactobacillus lactis is the binomial name of bacteria and also a type of bacteria which is present in the curd which modified the milk into curd. So the sourness of the curd is also taken place due to the presence of Lactobacillus lactis. So this is the advantage of bacteria. Another one, some people which are affected by typhoid and also cholera. These are all the different types of diseases caused by certain microorganism named Salmonella typhi. Is a bacterium which cause a disease is called typhoid. Likewise, Mycobacterium, another kind of bacteria, is caused the tuberculosis diseases, that is TB. Mycobacterium tuberculae is named as the other type of bacteria which cause the disease is named as tuberculosis, that is TB அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, எலும்புருக்கி நோய் in Tamil. So these are all the several disadvantages caused by bacterium. So the bacteria which are showing beneficial as well as the harmful activities. That's why bacteria is named as a friend or a foe. That is a question. So this bacteria only we are going to see in a detailed manner. Dear students, see the picture. He was a scientist named Robert Koch. In the year 1843 to 1910, he was named as Robert Heinrich Hermann Koch, was a German physician and also microbiologist. Physician means doctor. He is considered as the founder of modern bacteriology. What is bacteriology? It's a branch of biology which deals with the study of structure and function of bacteria. Is named as bacteriology. The modern bacteriology was founded by the scientist named as Robert Koch. He has identified the disease-causing organism that is called causal organism for anthrax. So anthrax is a kind of disease which is caused in the animal by bacteria, and cholera, I told you, in human beings, and tuberculosis. So those are all the three different diseases caused by the microorganism. The experimental evidences for his concept of infection was proved by him, named as Koch postulate. That means he has given certain evidence based upon the experiment done by Koch. So that evidences are named as Koch postulate. For this, he was awarded in medicine and physiology Nobel Prize in the year 1905. So, Koch was awarded Nobel Prize for his work in medicine and physiology. So, he is named as the founder of bacteriology. Dear students, next we are going to see the milestones in bacteriology. That means history of bacteriology. Dear students, in the year 1829, a scientist named Ehrenberg coined the term bacterium. And also in the year 1884, a scientist named Christian Gram introduced the Gram staining method to identify the different staining bacteria, that is Gram positive staining bacteria, Gram negative staining bacteria. Next, in the year 1923, David H. Berhe published the first edition of Berhe's manual. That means he has published a book in the year 1923. In 1928, Frederick Griffith discovered the bacterial transformation. That is, it is considered to be a sexual reproduction in bacteria. The one of the type is named as bacterial transformation by Frederick Griffith. In the year 1952, Joshua Lederberg discovered the plasmid. What is plasmid? Kindly note down, dear students. Extra chromosomal circular organ which is present inner side of the bacteria is named as plasmid. So these are all the milestone or life history of bacteria. Now we are entering into the topic, what is bacteria? Bacteria is the prokaryotic organism that is made up of single cell and also first formed cell, primitive cell, unicellular, only one cell, ubiquitous, that is somewhat different, and also microscopic organism. That means we can able to see under the microscope. So what are bacteria means? The definition is bacteria are prokaryotic, unicellular, ubiquitous, microscopic organism. Another 2 mark question is, what is bacteriology? So in the previous paragraph also, I told you, study of bacteria is called bacteriology. 2 mark question. This bacteria was first discovered by the scientist Anton van Leeuwenhoek in the year 1676. He was a Dutch scientist. He named bacteria that is animalcules. He didn't call it as bacteria. He has given the name animalcules at the first time. So this bacteria was first discovered by Anton van Leeuwenhoek. After that only, some scientists given the name bacteria. Dear students, next we are going to see the important 5-mark question. Kindly note down in your textbook or classwork. General characteristic feature of bacteria. Dear students, in the previous paragraph we have seen it is a prokaryotic organism. That means it contains a primitive form of nucleus. Karyon, which means nucleus. Pro, which means first. So the first formed nuclear-like material which is present inner side of the organism is named as prokaryotic. And also the nuclear membrane which is present inner side which lack nuclear membrane. Lack means absence. Absence of nuclear membrane. And also membrane bound cell organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosome, lysosome, everything which is absent in the bacteria. Only it has the nuclear-like material that is first formed nucleus named nucleoid, which contains the DNA only present at the cytoplasmic region of bacteria. So remaining cell organelles are absent. That only given in the first point. They are prokaryotic organism and lack nuclear membrane, that is absence, and membrane bound organelles also absent. In the second points, it has contains the genetic material at the center of the cytoplasmic region named nucleoid or genopore or incipient nucleus. Why it's said to be nucleoid or genopore or incipient nucleus? That means this is the first formed nuclear-like material present at the center without nuclear membrane, so that it is named as nucleoid or genopore or incipient nucleus. Then the wall of the bacteria is made up of with polysaccharide and proteins. It is considered to be a plant only. So the plant body or bacterial plant body which is made up of with cell wall contains polysaccharides and proteins. Dear students, so the bacteria is placed under the plant kingdom, but it lacks chlorophyll, absence of chlorophyll pigment. So this bacteria which are showing heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That is, they are depending food material for other organism either directly or indirectly. That is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Example for this heterotrophic is Vibrio cholerae. So Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria which cause cholera disease in human beings. Some of them which are showing autotrophic mode of nutrition. That means that bacteria which possess bacteriochlorophyll. Example, Chromatium bacteria. So this Chromatium bacteria which contains the chlorophyll pigment named bacteriochlorophyll. This Chromatium has the capacity to prepare their own food material by the process is called photosynthesis. So bacteria which are showing two mode of nutrition. One is heterotrophic mode of nutrition in the absence of chlorophyll pigment, and they are doing autotrophic mode of nutrition which possess bacteriochlorophyll. Then this bacteria is also reproduced by vegetative reproduction, that is binary fission and endospore formation. That one we are going to see in a detailed manner in this lesson. Binary fission, which means the nucleoid like material which is present at the center or genopore or incipient nucleus, which is divided into two equal half followed by cell wall separation. They have produced newly formed two daughter nuclei. That is said to be binary fission. Another one, endosperm formation during unfavorable condition. What is unfavorable condition? Any one of the environmental factor is absent. For example, the bacteria unable to get oxygen or water and mineral salts. That is said to be unfavorable condition. At that time, the entire plant body, that is bacterial plant body, modified into oval shaped structure, and with are having the thorny outer exine, that is outermost wall, which is modified into thorny like structure, mulla mulla mari irukum. That formation is called endospore formation. This endospore, during favorable condition, it is germinated into new bacteria. That is said to be endospore formation. Then this bacteria is also showing certain variation due to genetic recombination. Genetic recombination means the bacteria which contains DNA at the center of the bacteria, which is present in the genopore or nucleoid. So this nucleoid which is separated and once again it is fused together in the recipient bacterium, the host bacterium which are having DNA, that should be transmitted to the recipient bacterium. Recipient means யாருக்கு தேவையோ அவங்களுக்கு. That is said to be recipient, and newly formed bacterium are produced. So this genetic recombination is taken place by different mode of methods. One is conjugation, transformation, and transduction. So these three are named as sexual mode of reproduction in bacteria. So dear students, these are all the characteristic feature of bacteria. Is very very important 5-mark question. Next we are going to see the different shapes of bacteria and the flagellar arrangement in bacteria. Dear students, see the diagram. The diagram which are showing different shapes of the bacteria. First one, the oval shaped bacteria is named as Cocci bacteria or Coccus bacteria, or circular shape. Second one, Diplococcus. Diplococcus means two circular shaped bacteria joined together. That is named as diplo. Di means two. So two circular shaped coccus are joined together. They are forming the Diplococcus bacteria. Another one, Staphylococcus bacteria. That means mass of circular shaped bacteria which are joined together and they are in irregular shape. That is said to be Staphylococcus bacteria. Another one, Tetracoccus. That means they are in the form of four coccus. That means circular shaped bacteria joined together to form a tetracoccus. Next one, Streptococcus. That means the circular shaped bacteria which are arranged in the form of chain like structure. Chain mari neeta podu parunga, violet color. That is said to be Streptococcus bacteria. Another one, Sarcina. Sarcina is the other type of bacteria which is arranged in triangular shape அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. It's not given here. A three-dimensional view which is named as Sarcina. So this is the one type of bacteria, that is one shape of bacteria named coccus and its arrangement. Next one, Bacillus. Rod shaped bacteria. பார்க்கறது பெருசாக இருக்குது, but it's look like in the form of little finger. நம்ம சுண்டுகள் மாதிரி சின்னதாக இருக்கும். That is said to be rod shaped, குச்சி மாதிரி, கோல் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா. That is said to be ஒரு பைப்பு, இரும்பு பைப்பு சொல்லலாம், இல்லை பிளாஸ்டிக் பைப் சொல்லலாம். But that is very small, like a little finger. That is named as the rod shaped bacteria is named as Bacillus. So two rod shaped bacteria which are joined together named as Diplobacillus. So rod shaped bacteria means Bacillus. If they are in two means that is named as Diplobacillus. Next one, Spirillum. See the diagram, it is look like in the form of spring shape. That is said to be Spirillum type of bacteria. Last one, Vibrio. The shape is look like in the form of comma shape. நம்ம கமா வைப்போம் இல்லையா. So that is said to be Vibrio shaped bacteria. So these are all the different types of bacteria. One is coccus, another one is the Bacillus, third one Spirillum and Vibrio. Dear students, this is the diagram which are showing the different arrangements of flagellar in the bacterial cell, that is flagellum. Based upon the presence of flagellum, the bacteria is also divided into different types. First one, monotrichous bacteria. Dear students, at one end of the bacteria, they are having only one flagellum, single flagellum. Mono, which means one. Trichous means flagella. So the bacteria which contains only one flagella, that is named as monotrichous. The next one, Lopotrichous, a tuft of flagella, tuftna abde groupa, which is present at the one end of the bacteria, is named as Lopotrichous. Tuft of flagella which is present at the one end of the bacterial cell is named as Lopotrichous. Next one, Amphi. Amphi means both. Amphitrichous. Tuft of flagella which is present in both the ends. That is said to be Amphitrichous. Next one, Peritrichous. So Peritrichous means many flagella which is located on the entire surface of the bacterial cell wall or bacterial plant body. That is named as Peritrichous. That is named as Peritrichous. So many flagella which is present all over the plant body, that is named as Peritrichous. And the last one said to be the Atrichous. A, I already told you, A means absence of flagellum. That is named as Atrichous. See the rod-shaped bacteria, that is Bacillus bacteria, no flagella on the surface of the plant body. That is said to be absence of flagellum, that is Atrichous. So these are all the different types of bacteria based upon the presence of flagellum. Dear students, I hope have you all understood life history of bacteria, general characteristic feature of bacteria, different shape of the bacteria and different types of bacteria based upon the flagellar arrangements. Dear students, remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.